you know, as long as we entertain audiences and like yourself, you know, people like yourself watch our movies over and over again, that's better than any award.
Når man siger navnet Paul Feig, så tænker de fleste nok først på instruktørens forunderligt kontroversielle Ghostbusters reboot fra 2016.
And action.
Men uanset hvad man så måtte mene om netop den film, så er der altså ingen vej udenom, at Feig er en af nyere tids mest toneangivende, succesfulde og rent udsagt dygtige komedieinstruktører.
Oh my gosh. Thank you.
Paul Feig står trods alt bag flere af de sjoveste fortællinger i nyere tv-historie. Fra kultserien Freaks and Geeks, som på hjertevarm og humoristisk vis hyldede det at være nørd.
We're playing D&D tonight. You wanna come?
You get to pretend to be somebody you can't be in real life.
It's kind of cool.
I'm leaving everything behind.
Til flere blændende afsnit af komedieserier som Arrested Development og The Office, inklusiv den legendariske og prisbelønnede episode Dinner Party.
I finally broke down and bought myself a plasma TV. Check it out. I want to show you something. A lot of people in the room. You need more space. Voila, right into the wall. Wow.
Og på filmfronten har Feig blandt andet lavet den skæbeskønne spionkomedie Spy.
We need someone to find the bomb without being detected, but it can't be any of you. We need someone invisible.
I'll do it.
Okay. Thanks, lunch lady.
I'm serious.
Don't let me down, Cooper.
Og den Oscar-nominerede og fuldkommen fantastiske Bridesmaids.
Oh, this is some classy... Jeez, Megan. I'm sorry, I want to apologize. I'm not even confident of which end that came out of.
Feigs seneste film hedder Jackpot, og den er netop landet på Amazons streamingtjeneste Prime Video.
So why are you here? Are you here for like pleasure or pain or...
No, I'm an actress. Great. They're rebooting Barbie.
Og Jackpot kan nok bedst beskrives som en humoristisk udgave af The Purge, den populære horror-franchise, som skildrer en fremtid, hvor amerikanerne må myrde hinanden en dag om året.
At the Siren, all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 hours. All emergency services will be suspended. Your government thanks you for your participation.
Jackpot foregår også i en nær og dystopisk fremtid, hvor USA's økonomi sejler. Og her forsøger myndighederne at distrahere den utilfredse befolkning med et noget unikt lotteri.
What is going on?
Katie, you won the lottery. And now anyone with a losing ticket that kills you before sundown gets her money. Legally.
Okay, that's murder.
Oh, not in California. It's just a chance at the big time.
I definitely didn't get the part, so there's no need for the death stare.
She's my jackpot.
What is happening?
Awkwafina spiller en kvinde, som noget tilfældigt vinder lotteriet. Og John Cena spiller hendes gådefulde bodyguard.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell yeah.
I need a hero.
I felt that too.
To skuespillere, som før har demonstreret deres evner til at kilde lattermusklerne.
Hi, Barbie.
Oh, okay. Hi, Ken.
Whoa.
Let's blow this joint, huh?
Og sammen udløser de en masse latterbrøl i Paul Feigs Jackpot.
I do trust you. I think it's because you look like a bulldog that like a witch casts a spell on and turn into a human. You ever get that?
Yes.
En film, der både buner af kreativ action og humor, og som tilmed giver lidt stof til eftertanke.
If you kill me, you get it all. So why the hell would I trust you?
You treat people like you want to be treated. Oh, you dirt-faced me! Oh, shit in my sneaker! Really hit the target there. How's it look? Good?
Paul, this is such a huge, huge pleasure for me. I don't know if you can see my background here, but I have a few...
I certainly can. I'm very impressed with that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Nice.
I even got the collector's edition of Freaks and
Oh
Geeks,
my goodness.
That has both the full frame and the widescreen versions of the episodes. You know, I'm a proper fan.
Oh my gosh, you made my day. Thank you.
Yeah, cool. Another thing that I only just realized today, which is so funny to me, you were in one of my favorite comedies growing up, you know, as an extra in the third Naked Gun film. You were actually the audience member who's clapping as Leslie Mills is throwing up in a two-pack.
Exactly.
Which is actually etched onto my mind. Like, how did that come about back in the day?
That was my friend Pete Siegel directed that movie, and I've known Pete forever. And they were in editing, and they realized they were missing reaction shots from the audience. And so he called me up, and a friend of mine, Joel Madison, who's sitting next to me, another great comedy writer, he was like, would you guys just come in and like react to stuff? So yeah, we just went in and they had some extras around us, and we just said, okay, now put your head in your hands. Okay, now roll your eyes. And yeah, there I am.
But moving on to Jackpot, which I found immensely entertaining.
Thank you.
I would say that you're ordinarily renowned sort of for your comedic timing, and also very much your work with the actors and with the dialogue. So much more in terms of, verbal comedy. But in a movie like this with Jackpot, there's so much, room for physical comedy with the action overlapping with the humor in wildly creative ways. That must have been a blast to do in this project.
I love it. I mean, whether people know it or not about me, I love physical comedy. To me, I like it more than verbal comedy, even though I really love verbal comedy too. And obviously we do tons of it. But if you can get that synchronicity between physical and verbal, and have a great story you can hang it on, that to me is like what I've always wanted to do.
Pass me the helmet, please. Thank you. Passenger door open!
What the hell was that?
You think I'm gonna kick somebody out of a movie car without a helmet? I'm not a monster.
And honestly, Jackpot's kind of the movie that I've always wanted to do. I just didn't know what it was going to be. And really, when I read this script, when it got to me, I was just like, this is the perfect chance to marry those all together the same way that like a Jackie Chan movie does.
Here you go, another bottle.
I just mentioned, of course, a movie from the early 90s. Another movie from the early 90s that you harken back to in this film, which I was very surprised by, was the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movies from 1990. But, I know this is a very specific question, but I love that end credit song, Turtle Power.
I made a funny. On the half shell, they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more?
So when that came up, as John Cena was introduced,
this is serious, so give me a quarter. I was a witness, get me a reporter.
I gotta ask, what was like the genesis of that and making him a huge Turtles fan?
Cowabunga.
Turtle power!
I know. Well, that was Rob Yescom's script. It definitely had all these references to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And we just found it so funny that then I started adding on to that more. And then for that scene when he was trapped in the chair.
It's turtle time, motherfuckers. On the half shell.
I'm just going like, it feels like he's got a shell on his back, so he might as well just, let's have him go on a turtle power rampage. So we got to put the Partners in Crime song in there, so, come on, what's better than that?
Mentioning John Cena, I mean, both him and Awkwafina are amazing in this movie, and they have such a great chemistry. And I know they were paired together before you even signed up as a director. And I guess that means there must have been an inclination that these two people would, hit sparks off, together in front of the camera.
First 5 takedowns are free. After that, it'll cost you 10%. That's freebie number 2. That's freebie number 3. You are really burning through them.
Yeah, but you never know, because I mean, anytime somebody hasn't paired with somebody else, you're like, I hope it works. But they're both so funny in their own way that I was pretty confident it was gonna work. And also, since their relationship is so uneasy for a lot of the movie.
Guy!
Okay, you know what? He was attacking me, so I'm not gonna charge you for that.
It felt like it could all just kind of come together. And I've known Nora Awkwafina for a while now. We've been trying to work together, and John I've just been a fan of. So it was really, I couldn't believe that this script was so much fun, and they were both attached to it. So I could not say yes fast enough to this movie.
And also, of course, you mentioned the script. I mean, there's so many great lines of dialogue as well.
Man, you can just steal people's panic rooms, dude. What are you, Jodie Foster?
One of the things I really appreciated is, I'm sorry I have to use a bit of profanity here, but there's a lot of delicious profanity in the film as well. Like great lines like, try keeping up with the Kardashians, motherfucker.
Exactly.
Well, try keeping up with this Kardashian motherfucker. Who wants some head?
With you being such an experienced comedic director, I assume there's been a couple of projects where you've had to rein in the comedic sensibilities a little bit to get that PG-13 rating. So there must be a great sense of liberty to be able to just say what you want, both for you as a filmmaker, but also just for the actors.
Oh yeah, there's nothing I love more than R-rated comedy. It's just, it's the only way to be honest with comedy. You know, with PG-13, you're always pulling your punches. You're always having to hold back. You know, and unless you're making a movie like, you know, Napoleon Dynamite, where they kind of use the fact that they don't swear as part of the comedy.
What are you gonna do today, Napoleon?
Whatever I feel like I want to do. Gosh, idiot.
Jeez.
You know, that's really funny to me too, but that's like, it's hard baked into it. But if you're doing a movie about bad guys and nobody's swearing.
What the fuck, ladies? Hey, when the fuck did this become a thing?
Would you squeeze her asshole shut and hold it in like a fucking man?
Oh, fuck!
Fuck yourself.
And nobody's swearing, it doesn't feel real to me. And then also I just find people who can swear are very funny to me. But some people can't swear. Some people can't drop an F-bomb in a good way. It sounds like you're like, ugh. But if they can, it's like poetry.
What the fuck are you doing in here, Russell? Well, that's quite a tone change, isn't it? What are you doing in here? You are completely compromising me right now. I'm compromising you. Fucking hilarious.
How the fuck did this twat find out our fucking name?
This isn't fucking playtime.
Where'd you get a suit?
I fucking made it, didn't I?
A lot of the violence, a lot of the action in this film is very humorous, but I still gotta say, moving on to like a slightly more serious tone. I mean, what do you think it says about contemporary America that, for me watching this film, you know, across the pond all the way from Europe, it doesn't feel that far-fetched to me to imagine United States like 6 years in the future where people would actually like kill for a major, you know, jackpot.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's funny here in the U.S. people watch it and they go like, that feels like that could happen. So everybody is in that mood right now. What I take away from it is a little slightly less cynical, just because versus The Purge, which I love those movies, but like The Purge, that is a real dystopian future where the government says, you know, everybody has to be involved. Like you can't opt out of The Purge. This, you buy a ticket to be in it. So, you know, if you don't believe in it, you don't do it. And I kind of like that about it. So, you know, Katie's surrounded by all the people who are trying to win money, but you'll notice every time something about to happen, there's some people that run away.
Excuse me.
Because they don't have tickets, so they just want to get out of there and not be a witness to this thing. So I think it's a more nuanced take on sort of how desperate people can be and get, but then how some people, even in desperation, will still do the right thing and opt out.
Moving a bit away from Jackpot, but just looking at comedy as a whole. Like I said, I think Bridesmaids, I think I had it like on my, it's on my top 5 comedies of all time. I love that film. I love Spy as well. I love so much of your stuff. And I'm still almost shocked to this day that it was only, you know, it was Academy Award nominated for Melissa McCarthy and also for the script, but not Best Picture. And I have this feeling myself that comedies in general still don't get enough attention and love and respect for what they do, you know, like in terms of huge award shows. And it seems like there's this bias where it's almost looked more favorably upon to get people to cry than to laugh, even though it seems like that's a more difficult discipline from talking to filmmakers in the past. Do you think that there is still, it doesn't get the recognition, the respect that it deserves as a genre?
Well, I mean, look, you're a man after my own heart with those statements, because no, in some ways we feel very underappreciated as comedy filmmakers, but at the same time, people look at comedy and go like, well, that's easy because you show up and you're funny, and you don't realize how hard we have to work to make it look easy. You know, in comedy, there's a thing we call sweaty, which is like, you go like, oh, that's really sweaty. Like you see either an actor's working really hard to get a laugh and that feels sweaty, or a movie's just trying really hard to be funny. And you're just like, oh, it makes you feel uncomfortable, and it's not funny too, because you're like, they don't know what they're doing. So the fact that we have to make it look effortless, then you don't get the credit for it, but you don't realize how hard it is to make something look easy. You know, I mean, case in point, Steve Carell, you know, who starred in The Office, never won an Emmy Award for that role, ever, because he made it look so easy. People would say to me, well, he just shows up and he's crazy. And it's like, Steve is the smartest guy I know. Like, that is a character he creates and plays.
I'm Prison Mike. You know why they call me Prison Mike?
Do you really expect us to believe you're somebody else?
Do you really expect me to not push you up against the wall, biatch?
Oh. But he did it so well that people didn't give him credit for it. And it's you know, I hope that someday we will get the credit for it. But, you know, as long as we entertain audiences and like yourself, you know, people like yourself watch our movies over and over again, that's better than any award.
Yeah. Speaking of The Office, again, you made so many of my favorite episodes, like Dinner Party. I mean, that's like one of the highlights of comedic television in my eyes.
Babe,
exactly.
I thought you said that you were going to tidy things up.
Well,
Shame on you.
I have to prep for my final question, so I have to ask again because, of course, I mentioned these movies before. I'm a huge fan. I just want to know, like, percentage-wise, Paul, how big of a chance is there that we'll ever get, like, sequels for Spy and/or Bridesmaids in the future?
You know, I mean, Bridesmaids, that would be a stretch. You never know, but I don't. That's more up to Kristen Wiig, really, honestly, because that's her. You know, she wrote that. She and Annie. Spy, who knows? I mean, I definitely have the idea for the second one, but you know, it's been a while, and I don't know if there's interest. It comes up occasionally, but then never kind of seriously. So, who knows? But I just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward.
Cool. Yeah. I'll start a Kickstarter for them both, and then...
oh, there you go. Perfect. Nice. Thanks, Johan. Appreciate it.
We're in trouble, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Who wants some head?
Why are you winking at me like that?
This is a prosthetics machine. If people can't recognize you, you're a lot safer. Hey, girl, hey. What? Too sexy?